It's quite usual to have an operator monitoring many channels, and it could be 8, 16, 32. It can be more than that, and it depends on the financial model as to how many channels an operator is going to watch. I think you have to be quite careful to understand what that operator can do in case of a failure, and what actually is the opportunity for that operator to notice a failure. If you pay an operator to sit in front of 32 channels, not all of his time is taken up actually watching screens. He's going to spend quite a lot of time loading playlists, checking content, resolving issues with the client. He might even need to take a comfort break at some point. So you have to understand that there's a limit to the amount of time that he's going to watch it. You have to build in operational procedures, for example, that they check the video and audio on every channel at regular points during the day, or perhaps every 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever is possible within the schedule of the other duties that that operator has to do. But it's important to remember that generally that operator has other things to do than just sit and watch the channels. The biggest issue that any Playout centre that I've been involved with or seen, the reason why that facility suffers multiple issues is generally down to human intervention. And that can be anywhere in the chain. It can very often start with the playlist, which may be created outside of that environment and be produced by the broadcaster themselves. Or it can be because of an operator not loading the playlist correctly, missing an issue in the playlist. There's an element of translation between what the broadcaster supplies and what the automation system needs. Even things like technical failures, and I heard of one in the last week where an engineer knocked a mains plug out of a socket, and it took something down, and it had a channel off air for 29 minutes because it took them that long to rebuild it. The action plan for resolving an issue with Playout is very often going to be dictated by the client and the SLA that they've asked the Playout Centre to put in place. That within itself can vary through different times of the day. So you may find that some channels will be quite happy to have unmonitored Playout overnight because they're a low revenue channel. They don't really want to pay the human cost of having someone sitting in front of it overnight, so it'll be unmonitored. It can even go off air overnight and gets picked up early the next day and put back together. And in those instances you may find, I can remember when I first started working on Playout solutions, you may find more than one person is actually responsible for the Playout of one channel. That's changed quite dramatically. It came down to one person per channel, then it's, can we put a second channel in? Then it became 4, then it became 8, 16, and I've seen 32 or more channels being operated or being managed by one operator. It does depend very much on the complexity of that channel and what's required. Channels that are reactive and that have live content and where the schedule changes during the day require a lot more human input than other channels who provide you with the playlist at the beginning of the day, and that's what runs till the end of the day. There are no changes.